to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a very exciting video that I think will turn out really good. So hopefully, I guess. So today I'm going to be telling you guys how to have a really successful photo shoot day. We're going to be doing a lot of photo shoots, we're taking a lot of pictures. So I just wanted to share some tips and tricks that I've learned as a normal person, not like as a model or anything. I'm definitely not. But I have done a little bit more photography lately, and I feel like I have a couple of tips and tricks and ideas that I wanted to share with you. I have recently gotten more into photography, so if you're interested in following my photography account, which is kind of trash, but like we're getting there, we're getting better, and I'm posting some really awesome photos soon, or, well, I'll have posted them by the time this video is up probably. That will be linked in the description box below, and I will also put my tag right here, so definitely check out my photo account if you're interested. And a little side note before we get into the video, I'm sorry for the lighting. It actually is literal trash, but whatever. So, thanks for dealing with it. Love you guys the most, and let's get into the video. Alright, so if you don't know, I live just outside of Chicago, and yesterday I went into one of the neighborhoods in Chicago called Pilsen, and it's an awesome place to go if you're interested in the Mexican culture. They have the National Museum of Mexican History or something. The real title will be put right here. I don't remember exactly what it's called, which is free to get in. It's really interesting. You can see a lot of the artwork there. And they have a ton of murals in the town. They aren't tagged and stuff, so they're really pretty and awesome for taking photos with. So I took my friend down there, and unfortunately I forgot to get behind the scenes shots because I'm like stupid. So I only can show you guys the photos and talk to you about it, but I will do my very best. So let's get into the tips and tricks. I didn't number these, so like I don't really know how many there are, but maybe in the title I'll put like how many there are, or like right here. So enjoy. Alright, so let's get into the first tip. So my first tip is pretty obvious, but charge your camera battery and make sure that your SD card is cleared, it has enough space, because the actual worst thing to run into is if your camera battery is dying and you're in the middle of a shoot, you don't have time to charge it, like then you're basically stuck and you just can't take any more photos. And same with the SD card, because if you run out of space, you're kind of screwed unless you start deleting photos, and you might not have backed them up. So it's just a lot easier if you spend a little bit of time, either the night before or sometime before then, to just make sure your camera battery is plugged in and ready to charge, and that your SD card is cleared, everything is backed up, and you have plenty of space for as many photos as you want to take that day. Tip number 2. Plan for where you're going. I obviously knew that I was going to be going to Pilsen, and I knew that I was going to go there for their murals and for that kind of culture, because I had seen something on Pinterest about them having a lot of street murals, and I thought that was going to be such a cool photo idea with a great background. So I planned and made sure that my entire day was planned around having murals as my background. That includes outfits and accessories and cameras and all of the other details that you need to know for a shoot. You want to know where you're going. It also really helps to plan out kind of some backgrounds. It's a great option to be able to go and scout your location beforehand, see the lighting, see the background, see the colors, and just see how it'll look in a photo. But if you don't have the opportunity, like I didn't, I obviously wasn't going to drive out the day before to check it out when I would be driving there the next day, considering it's like an hour drive. So what I did was I looked on Pinterest, and I looked up where the murals were, because there are a lot of websites that will tell you exactly where the best murals are. It'll give you pictures of them, ideas for photography if you see people tagging them. So it gives you a lot of ideas, especially for our next tip, which is what to wear. Tip number 3, you definitely want to plan out what you're going to wear and make sure that it will work for the location that you've chosen. So for me, I chose to have these murals as my background, and I knew they were going to be colorful and interesting to look at and pretty busy. So I wanted to make sure that the outfits that I chose and that my friend Alyssa that I brought along chose would be kind of neutral, and she did a great job with that. So I'm going to be showing her photos on the screen a little bit so that you can see what she wore. So she wore a very simple black top with a jean skirt, which makes it look good with any kind of mural with any color because it's very simple. So if you're planning to shoot in a very colorful location, you may want to tone down your outfit so that it doesn't clash with any of the other colors. On the flip side, if you're shooting in a very not colorful location or has one color, you want to find an outfit that will complement the colors that are there, or that will bring a pop of color to your photo so that your photo is interesting and dynamic and not bad. Tip number 4. It's also a super great idea to bring accessories. So I wore this like really simple gold necklace that I'm not wearing right now, I'm just wearing a silver one. And she wore a necklace as well, I think. And I had a little bracelet on. You can have rings, you can have earrings. I don't know, my ears pierced, but you could have earrings. You can have any kind of accessories that you like, even a hat, or even if you bring a prop to work with, like an umbrella or a purse or a backpack or something, that just really adds to your photo, gives you something to work with and create more interest in the photo if you brought a prop. And the accessories just make it look very complete and very well put together when you're looking back at the photo. Tip number 5. So a really great idea that I was happy that we thought of was to bring multiple outfits. So when I drove down to the city, we just checked all our stuff in the back of my car, and you have plenty of space, and so you want to bring at least 2 outfits, because if you bring multiple outfits, you can change, and if something's clashing, then you have another option. And it also gives the effect that you have done multiple photo shoots, because I know that I don't want to post like 4 of the same photo with the same outfit on, with the same location. So if you have multiple outfits, then it makes it look as if all the photos are more different and unique, and then it creates a really great look on your Instagram. However, if you are looking for a place to change, it can be a little bit nerve-wracking on not knowing if you'll have a place. So if you're in a populated area, obviously you can go into a store, make sure you buy something to be respectful to the employees and the staff there. So you can buy a drink at a Dunkin' or a Starbucks and just use their restroom to change. Or if you're going out to lunch or dinner or breakfast or wherever, they'll obviously have a bathroom there for you to use. However, if you have no other options, I actually took this screenshot of a post from a photography account that I follow, and I thought it was really funny and a really creative way to change. Maybe you want to utilize that if you drive. Tip number 6. Something that I found that I really like is taking candids. I think when someone is laughing or just goofing around, that those make some of the best photos. For me at least, when I'm posing or when I'm having my friends pose, it tends to get a little bit awkward because nobody really knows what they're doing unless they're like a professional model or you've done a ton of shoots or something. And so there's always those moments where people are laughing out of nervousness or they're doing a silly little pose or something, and those are always great photos to take. Make sure that you try and capture some of those moments because they're great to look back on after a shoot and see how much fun you had and just have those silly little pictures for memories. So I definitely recommend taking candids because smiles are always the most natural in candids and they end up being some of the cutest photos. So if you're not going for cute, I totally understand where you might not want to take some candids, but if you have a little bit of a closer relationship with your model and you know what they want, for example, I know that Alyssa wanted to find some carefree and like really happy looking photos for her Instagram, so I made sure to capture both the more like, wow, I'm artsy and cool and like poised and stuff photos, like those look pretty good. But I also made sure to capture some of the silly ones so that she could have a good time looking back and she would have some things that she wanted to post. And last but not least, tip number 7. Communication is key. As I was talking about in my last tip, Alyssa had mentioned to me that she wanted some of those carefree photos that looked really happy and so she could post them on her Instagram. So although I really love photos that are poised, I also understand that I have the ability to cater a little bit to what she wants so that we're both really happy with how the photos turned out. So basically, just talk amongst each other because that'll make the photo shoot go way smoother. And if you're behind the camera and you see like, oh, they have a hair tie on their wrist, or oh, their tag is sticking out, communicate to your model, because the worst thing is if you take all these photos, they're great, you notice that your model's tag was out and you didn't say anything, and then you're looking back at your photos and you can barely use any of them because you have to either Photoshop the tag out or you just have to live with the tag. Sorry it's raining, there might be background noise, but too bad. I have to make this video right now, so it's happening. Anyway, one of the biggest things also that I noticed yesterday was if I was doing the modeling and Alyssa was behind the camera, I can see when she's doing a landscape photo versus a portrait photo. And for me, I really like having those nice portrait length, size, style photos because I just like the way that they post on my Instagram. So when she was shooting in landscape, I would say, hey Alyssa, do you think you could shoot a couple in portrait so that I just have options, and maybe the landscape turn out better, but it's always better to have a couple more options in a different style or a different shoot angle than if you just have no options and then you're left with no photos you can use. So definitely communicating between the model and the photographer is essential to have the photos that both of you want and have everything turn out spectacular. Alrighty guys, so I hope you enjoyed those 7 tips and tricks from an amateur photographer. I recently have been getting into photography a lot more. I love being able to take photos of people, and one of the career paths I'm actually interested in is fashion photography because I just think it's so cool taking pictures of people and with like cool outfits and stuff. This is probably crooked. Okay, whatever. So it's really awesome to be able to do photo shoots, and I did a lot of research before I did my first like day photo shoot, and I just wanted to share with you guys what I've learned over the course of the research and my experience. So I will probably do an updated version of this video if I get better at photography or something, or do more photography. But as I said earlier in the video, please don't forget to check out my photography account as well as my regular Instagram and all my other social media, which will be linked down in the description box. Hello. I think that's all I have for you guys today. If you liked this video or you like my channel or you just like me, then please hit that subscribe button. It would mean the actual most to me. And if you want other videos like this or you have a different video idea, please leave a comment below or DM me on Instagram or message me on Twitter. Somehow let me know because I'm always open to suggestions and I would love to hear what you guys want, and yeah. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you guys next week with another video. Bye.